I would rather die 1,000 deaths than betray a friend. General Robert E. Lee. And that's how we start another video from Ultimate General, Civil War, Union Campaign, right after the Grand Battle of Malvern Hill. So, timer is running, that's great, and let's see what has happened. So, some of my commanders are either wounded or dead. Quick look at barracks, yeah. So Frank Preston, Lieutenant Colonel Frank Preston is wounded. Preston was commanding skirmishers, okay. Next is Colonel Kelly Walton, wounded, and Kelly Walton was commanding infantry brigade. That's correct. Who is next? General Brigadier or Brigadier General Louis Wagner, and I think that gentleman was commanding my 1st division. But the good news are that for the next minor battle, I think we are going to use our 2nd Corps. And that's because I would like to minimize casualties on the 1st Corps. That's the first thing. And also the 2nd Corps, I assume it's slightly less experienced. Maybe just a little bit. Maybe just a little bit. All looks good. But yeah, for the next mission, I think I would like to go for the 2nd Corps. Also, we have 3rd Division quite empty. We could fill it up with some units, fresh units, and I think the minor battles are the perfect ground for those units to get some experience. What's next, by the way? Let's quickly take a look. So, Kettle Run, 27th August 1862, and Thoroughfare Gap. Thoroughfare. Wow, I'm breaking my tongue on it. Thoroughfare. I hopefully it is Thoroughfare Gap, whatever. And that's 28th of August. 28th of August, 1862. Okay, Kettle Run. Quick look at Kettle Run then. 11,000 soldiers and 24 guns, and we can assign only 7 brigades. Well. That's not perfect. 24 guns. I think that's gonna require the usage of artillery. Cavalry then. Is 2nd Corps designed for that? Of course, only 7 brigades. Let's keep that in mind, so we cannot deploy everyone. Slightly worried about that. So this is mostly the counterattack mission, which means heavy casualties. Question is about the ground also. Looks like we will be attacking slightly through the open field and also up the high ground. Unless we can outflank them. There is a fording capability, but then we need to ford it back, so 2-pronged attack along the left and right bank of the river. Either way, let's go back to camp because now we are focused on resupplying our troops. Also, the 2nd Corps will be designated to perform that mission because all of his commanders are fine. I would like to wait for Mr. Dennis. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Dennison is already dead, but I would like to wait for Mr. Walton to come back, as well as for Louis Wagner, the commander of the 1st Division, and Gentleman Preston. So let's go first to 2nd Corps. Well, we have promotions though. Let's start with promotions. Colonel Harvey Nagel, 1st Division, Infantry Brigade. There is 1 trait to select from. Morale +10, efficiency +5, that's discipline training, and that's what we are going for. Morale are always the most important factor. There is a command, though, penalty. If the unit's officers or his division commander become casualty. Oh, okay, so that's related with division's commander, that's fine. Next is Colonel Morris Stanley from the 2nd Division Infantry Brigade. Also the same trait, discipline training to increase morale and efficiency. And next is 3rd Division, Colonel Marcus Peace Infantry Brigade. Also, that's the 1st level, so discipline training. Boom. And while it's done, let's go to 2nd Corps. Here we have 2nd Division, Colonel Sidney Merritt Infantry Brigade, and that's his 2nd level, or their 2nd level if we talk about the brigade. Assault course, firearms course, and marksman training. What we usually do: melee, morale, and stamina. I think the assault course is what we want to go for, especially because of morale and stamina. This is I find it very, very crucial. Of course, the morale are almost maxed out, so your high reputation boosts morale too. Okay. Firearms. Let's quickly go through those characteristics. Firearms. Firearms levels up when shooting at targets and enhances the unit's accuracy. Okay. Melee is only 27. That would increase our melee as well. Efficiency. Efficiency levels up by making kills indirectly improves shooting, reload speed, and melee strength. Okay, this is quite important. Either way, I feel like the melee, morale, and stamina are what we want. Absolutely, this is crucial. Next, for the 3rd level, we can go either for sharpshooter to increase efficiency and firearms, or to go for elite, which increases efficiency, slightly morale. I think morale won't be needed though, and stamina and melee. So it sounds like a sharpshooter training is the way to go also. But for now, for the 2nd level assault course is what I want, unless marksman training offers something more. Reloading time, that's increased by 10%. I don't want to increase that time. Okay. Boom. Perfect. That looks really, really solid. And now we can replenish those troops, I suppose. I'm just checking the experience of units from the 1st Corps. Now the 2nd Corps sounds like a plan. Okay. 10,000 if I would like to assign additional 275 men. Veteran men. I think this is acceptable.
Sir, yes, sir!
Sir, yes, sir. Next we have Charlie McGuinness, Lieutenant Charlie McGuinness. Infantry Brigade. 11,000 for the full replenishment. Well, we have to invest in that. Next is Brigadier General Floyd Cabell, Cavalry Brigade. I'm quite surprised that the guy is Brigadier General. I think up to 500 cavalrymen for 6,500. This is acceptable. Let's go to 2nd Division, Colonel Sidney Merritt Infantry Brigade. Up to 2,000 for over 8,800.
Sir, yes, sir!
This is acceptable as well. Next is Infantry Brigade under Colonel S. Heinzelman. We don't know his name, by the way. Command. Up to 2,000 for 11,000. Okay. We could also request new weapon type. By the way, I again forgot about the career and spending some points here so we can reduce the cost of everything. How good I am. Yeah. What we would like to do then? 5 brigades per division if we increase army organization. How many brigades we have now? We have 5, okay. So that's going to increase what? Oh, 4 division per corps. That's not bad. But for the next 2 minor battles, we don't need more divisions. Because we are already limited by the mission requirements, so we can only use 7 brigades, at least for one of those missions. Well, let's take a look at the second one. Thoroughfare Gap. How many brigades here we can use? 10, and we are defending. Okay. Okay. Oh. That means that we are going to be outnumbered. How cool it is. Like always. Okay. Can we come back? No, we can't come back to the map. So let's go to camp. Yeah, it is what it is. So sounds like I don't need additional division, especially that I have another corp available. Oh, that's a great question. So what about the second bull run? How many corps we can assign here? Holy shit! This is huge. Why does it say 6,000 soldiers? This is such a lie. We are going to experience, I suppose, 10 times of it. And we have assigned so many corps. Rearguard, main army, vanguard. Oh, wow. Okay, so that's the mission for free corps, I guess. Absolutely, yeah. Having the rearguard is also important, as well as having a vanguard and also the main army. Yeah, we will create the third corps. We just need money for it. Okay, but that also means that we don't need to get additional division then for each corps. Well, we could, but we don't have enough money to replenish so many troops. Unless we have. So what to do? I'm thinking about investing 1 point in economy and 1 point in training to again reduce the cost of veteran recruits. Yeah, for that will be reduced by 22.5. Okay. And also economy. Medicine is also quite cool because that restores units for you. 6% if we invest 1 more point. What if we even invest 2 points? 10% restored. So if we lose 4,000 men, 400 will be back. I'm wondering how it calculates. Is it worth it really? We invest in medicine though? If we get back those 10% of units? So it's 10% on the 4th level. So it's 2.5 for each point. You can invest still additional 6, so it's going to be up to what? Up to 25%. 1/4 of the army can be restored after each battle. That sounds like a good deal, if I'm honest with you. Really, 10% restored? Why not? Also economy. This is quite crucial as well. 10% discount for everything. I don't know. I really don't know. I would rather prefer to go for medicine, maybe even twice. So then my units will be restored by 10% next time. Okay, let's, well, risk it for the business.
Yes, sir.
Not a big deal, it's a few percentages, so let's go back to second corp. Let's replenish Mr. Heinzelman troops for 11,000, additional 252 men. Let's apply. Next is Colonel Ronald Drake. Oh, he almost got promotion. Okay, that's cool. Up to 500 cavalrymen, please. Almost 10,000 for it. This is acceptable. Okay, and how many brigades we can use? Only 7 for the next mission. I'm thinking about, well, only 7. So we will grab the 1st and the 2nd division, 4 infantry brigades. What if we create 1 more for the 3rd division, the fresh one? Of course, casualties will be probably high, but replenishment of them will be rather less costly than in case of highly experienced units, and also we can get additional experience from those minor battles, and I feel like this is the way to go. Those minor battles are supposed to grant you more experience for your fresh troops, because during those grand battles, that becomes a problem when you are facing huge amount of troops, charging your lines. Actually, the last battle proved that even fresh troops can defend quite effectively. Okay, I have $150,000 available. What I would like to do, let me take a look at weaponry. Anderson, McGuinness. Okay, Anderson is using the newest Springfield M1855, but McGuinness is using M1842. Merritt M1842, and Heinzelmann as well M1842. Buckley is using 6-pounders. Smith is using 6-pounders. What about First Corps? Scales is using 12-pounders. Vaughan is using 6-pounders. Could I switch Buckley to 12-pounders? Okay, the cost is low because I have plenty of them in armory, around 11. Does it sound like a plan? I think I would like to do it. I really would like to do it. Switch to better guns. Yeah, for 6,000, absolutely. Let's switch to those 12-pounders Napoleon. What about Smith? What I would... Okay, 24,000 if I would need to buy it from the market. So for now, let's wait. But for McGuinness, I would like to switch to, for example, Springfield. 50,000. Holy shit. Harper's Ferry is even more expensive. Okay. But as far as I remember, I have some weaponry in armory. So first, let's sell those weapons. Reboard Farmers, we are not going to use them. Palmetto M1842. They are slightly better than Springfield M1842. But it's very, very similar weapon. I don't feel like I'm going to even use it anymore. Yeah, let's sell it. Next is M1841 Mississippi, and we have 1,000 of them. We can sell them for 8,000. I'm not going to equip them into my units, despite the fact this is quite a decent rifle. The first US rifle musket using percussion lock system. Effective range 300, accuracy 40, damage 12.5. Let's compare it with Springfield M1855. Damage similar, lower effective range, fire rate 49, 39, accuracy. Okay, it looks like M1841 Mississippi is going to be sold as well. It's going to be sold as well. MGNG Type 2, 323 of them. Effective range, slightly less than in case of Springfield. Okay, so that's based on the M1841 Mississippi rifle design. Accuracy is fine, but still it's lower than Springfield M1855. Okay, let's sell all of them. We are not going to need them. Okay, and that's my main type of weapons we are going to use. Let's go to skirmishers. Here we have those Sharps rifles. They are really expensive. $52 per piece. Holy shit. What about cavalry? Okay, here we cannot sell anything. We have some 6-pounders and also 12-pounder howitzer. 12-pounder howitzer. Let's get rid of that. 168,000 left. And now, let's go to government. For 15 reputation points, we can request 4,000 of Springfield M1855. That will leave me. Left me with 25. Well, path is pretty easy at that point. 10 points. 10 reputation points to spend next time. And how many of them we can get for each minor battle? 8 in total. Go to army camp. That's gonna be 18 in total, so I could ask for additional $120,000 if I need it. Ooh, what's the burn sight? Carbine single shot, breech loading carbine of the finest quality. 500 of them. Who is using that weapon? Is it for cavalry or for skirmishers? Or maybe for both? It's a good question. And those 20-pounder parrots, so they are so gorgeous. But I think we'll request those Springfields. I think they are more worth than additional $120,000. Absolutely. Let's go for those Springfields. Order. Yep. My reputation is 30 at that point. There's no negative effect, which is beautiful. And checking first corp, first and second division. Okay, you are equipped with good weapons. Nagel and Stanley still with Springfield M1842. That's fine. The more experienced unit, the better weaponry given. So Anderson is using better Springfield. Now let's switch it for McGuinness as well. How many we have those Springfields now? Over 4,000. Okay, so we can equip you guys. And we can also equip Merritt or Heinzelmann. Heinzelmann is more experienced than Merritt. Let's give it to Heinzelmann then. And you guys are going to use beautiful Springfields, please. Boom. Very well. We still have around 300 left, and we have now slightly below 6,000 of Springfield M1842. So the question is what we are going to do. How much artillery we are going to take for the next battle? Well, artillery is the king of the battlefield. We need to take it as much as possible. So 2 artillery brigades. That leaves me with 5 slots. 4 for infantry and probably 1 for cavalry if we really need it. So we could chase enemy artillery pieces as well. But I think this is a good idea to switch to those 12-pounders Napoleon. How many of them we need? 15. We have 34 available in shop. I guess this is absolutely acceptable. What about those 10-pounders Parrot? Okay, greater effective range, but lower damage. Rifle cannon suitable to destroy enemy artillery. Okay, that's designed for counter-battery fire. Definitely not. That's not something I would like to go for. For example, that 12-pounder James. Rifle cannon which uses James Patton ammunition, offering good accuracy at all ranges. Sounds like a good weapon. But has lower damage and same effective range though. As 12-pounder Napoleon, doesn't make sense to use it. Absolutely, 20-pounder Parrot is beautiful. Or maybe also, no, 24-pounder Howitzer, not really because it has reduced effective range. Okay, yeah, we are sticking to that 12-pounder Napoleon and we will request them for 24,000. This is okay, 19 left in shop. And now, what else? Additional infantry for the 3rd division. Yeah, there's a question what kind of units we are going to use for the next battle. We could also go a bit more on cavalry. That sounds like a plan. Since I'm going to take 1 cavalry unit, that's for sure. Unless it doesn't make much sense. But for 26,000 I can request additional 250 cavalrymen. That should be enough to deal with artillery pieces. Especially that they have only around 25 guns, which means 2 artillery brigades. That's the plan. Why not to invest in Mr. Cabell's cavalry? Another question is how much money that's gonna consume here. That's gonna hurt me. So maybe let's start with replenishing some of those units so we can nicely calculate how much money we'll need before the next grand battle. So let's replenish Alan Scales, Infantry Brigade from the 3rd Division, 1st Corp, for over 5,000. This is fine because we have plenty of Springfields left. Next is Colonel Marcus Peace, Infantry Brigade as well, over 7,000. Okay, then Forno Skirmishers, up to 500 of them. Looks good. Next we have Preston. Mr. Preston is wounded, so he will come back soon. Let's focus on cavalry then. Up to 500 here. That's Lieutenant Colonel Patrick Roberts. Cavalry Brigade. Over 1,000. For 17 men, that's fine. And next is Brigadier General Alvin Gavin Cavalry Brigade. And for up to 500. Over 8,000. That hurts. Also, we have Scales, 12 pounder, Vaughan, Mr. Vaughan, up to 5. Well, I would like to switch to 12 pounders Napoleon as well here. The cost is around 21,000, and we need 2 more.
Yes, sir.
Let's equip them and let's add those 2 for 10,000, and 87,000 left. This is still a lot. What about Mr. Baker? Yeah, I've switched to second corp now. I'm sorry, I'm doing it a bit chaotic, but it is a chaos. So let's go to second corp, 3rd division, and that's Baker's infantry brigade. Let's replenish them up to 2,000, and that's what I'm doing is because, yeah, as I've said, I'm going to use second corp for the next minor battle at Kettle Run, and I only have 7 brigades to select from. So, I guess we will grab Mr. Buckley and Smith artillery brigades because we need artillery. We will also grab Mr. Cabell's cavalry brigade. And those are 3 slots already. We have 4 left and they are reserved for infantry. And the question is, do we want to take our most experienced ones? I think we will select from McGuinness, Merritt, infantry brigade, so those are 2. We will get Baker as well, which is slightly less experienced than those 2. And now the question is, do we want to grab one more which is highly experienced and equipped with better weaponry, or maybe grab the fresh one, completely fresh one? I'm slightly worried that since we are outnumbered and in counter-offensive, I really need those highly experienced units to break through enemy lines. This is quite important. Usually, during wars, during tactical skirmishers and battles, if you are the counter-attacking force, it makes a lot of difference if you assign highly trained, highly experienced units, because they know what they are doing. Of course, this is a game, right? This is simplified. But you have a lot of those specifics, characteristics, traits, weaponry, which affects how units perform on the battlefield. So that's a nice representation of those factors. Of course, those intangible factors, like most moral factors, are rather usually poorly represented. You cannot really predict what will happen, but you have that morale effect, and the higher experienced unit, the higher morale, the longer they can sustain enemy fire and enemy push towards you. If an enemy decides to charge you, usually your best units can survive multiple attacks. Of course, they can break, they can waver, but still they are quite capable of holding the line compared with less trained units. So here we are going to attack, and I assume that we really need the best units possible. So probably it doesn't make sense investing in fresh troops. I think I should keep money for replenishments here, because this is quite crucial. We can actually try to do it. Let's replenish Colonel Morris Stanley infantry brigades from the 1st Corps 2nd Division. The cost is 10,000. That's mostly because we have weapons in armory. So let's apply. Next is Mr. Forno. We need here around 200 troops. I'm sorry, 300. Wow, math is hard. And we have enough rifles to do it. And the cost is 15,000. Next is Frank as well. The cost is 30,000. How many rifles? Oh, because he's using Harper's Ferry. Okay. That explains a lot. Who is using Harper's Ferry as well? Only Frank is using Harper's Ferry. Right? Yeah. Unless someone from 2nd Corps is using as well. No, everyone is using Springfield family. Okay. So from the 1st Corps, let's replenish Mr. Forno. Because at the end of the day, we have to do that. So for 15,000, boom. And 51 left still. That's a lot. What about Nagel? Nagel is using Springfield M1842. Up to 2,000. Around 10,000 cost. This is absolutely fine and acceptable. 41,000 left. I think we can do it. We can really manage it. Of course, yeah, replenishment of Walton's brigade or Denison brigade. Yeah, that requires a little bit of money. Not gonna lie. But hopefully we will get enough money for those replenishments. Could I do something though? Yeah, I could replenish Frank at least, or I can replenish them up to 1750 because that was the first call of that unit to use only Harper's Ferry. Yeah, that's correct. And 31,000 now left. Okay, I think with those numbers and with such replenishments, we are ready for the next minor battle. We still have 32,000 left. We have 10 reputation points to spend, and we will receive additional 4 and then also additional 4. Maybe we will be able to replenish all of our troops. Also, we have to keep that in mind that the next battle we will suffer some casualties in the second corps, so another cost. But hopefully we will manage it somehow. But for today, that's it. I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully see you in the next one, where we will fight the next minor battle, which is Battle of Kettle Run, or maybe just Kettle Run. Either way, once again, thank you and see you next time. Goodbye.